Today we are doing a groovy style wire wrap. And what I mean by that is we are using the grooved cabochons that are that I groove myself out there on my front porch. Um, they're for sale at backtoearthcreations.com, so you can get your own. These ones are mine though. We have some up for sale on the website already, but then we're going to be adding more on Monday. But whether you get them from us or whether you make your own, I'm going to be showing y'all how to do a bunch of variations with the 20 gauge and 18 gauge sized wires. And if we have time, which I hope that we will, we'll delve into some 16 gauge variations of the groovy wrap, as well as who knows, stay tuned to find out. Okay, so let me get everything. This is also a live stream, so what we're gonna do our best. But we have we're gonna be chit-chatting, we're gonna be hydrating, we're gonna be hanging with the doggy. It's gonna be a very good day. Hey Hawk. Hey Kay. Hey Barbie. Hey Mpusa. How are y'all doing today? Let me make sure that I have it in live chat. Okay. So also, oh my god, you guys. We made new shoulder armor. Meow 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 meow. Oh well, Barbie, you're so kind. She says you amaze me with your talent. Y'all amaze me with your talent. I hope you know. Hey Krista, she says I missed your tutorials. Well, we've been posting them every week, but the notifications have been pretty hit and miss. But hey Walk, no, we just got in, but I'm trying something different with our live streams to do like a little bit more of a focused first 30 seconds. That way, it just getting my intention out there. And then that way, especially on the rewatch, if people are watching this after the live. But hey, everybody in the live stream and in the future. That way they can have an idea of what the live stream's supposed to be about. Hawk says 75 more days till our camp out. Now, I haven't cleared this with the boss or Randy. Ember's the boss. But I think I can definitely say anybody who's coming to the camp along, I will try to help you learn how to do a half Persian 3-in-1 closure, because I just recorded another tutorial today, the one that'll be coming out this Thursday, about this coming Thursday, so like in 6 days, but on how to do this setting, but where we use polymer clay to attach it on the back instead of a 2-part epoxy or a resin. And this is one of the cabochons that we made in yesterday's tutorial, you guys, and they glow in the dark. So that's one of the parts of this month's craft along kit. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and get the camera flipped around. Though first we gotta hydrate. But thank you guys so much for joining me here. I am so excited to be doing this today. So let's go ahead and how do I bear with me. That was relatively, not the worst I've ever done. Okay, and my AI life coach told me, because I asked ChatGPT to help me with the tags on one of my YouTube videos, because I'm like, I need help. And I'm just embracing our robot overlord at this point. I can't wait to be a house cat in servitude to my Roomba. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the little crown thingy in chat? I have no idea. I think it's whoever were first, second, and third into chat is the little crowns in the chat. Oh, well, hey, Cindy. Cindy says they were amazing. Loved watching you make the calves. Oh, I'm going to say that does make my day. I'm just going to put them over here just so we can look at them because they're so pretty. I don't know why I'm laying these scales out, except for they're in a pile. They're a mess. And so I need to be just putting them over here, actually. Craft room ASMR sounds intensify. Hey, Stephanie. But no, yeah, and so I searched on the AI, the chat GPT about tags, and it was like it was really nice. Like I felt like it was solid advice, and I didn't have to like scroll through somebody's, website that's like littered with ads like it's a food blog, trying to figure out what SEO means. So, hey Kathy, hey Michelle, how are y'all doing? Yes, Edwin and I love the cab making video. It was his first time watching. Right on. Stephanie said, did it come up with the actual tags? Yeah, it was like a super solid like group of tags, and it even like explained its thought process, like it showed its work. And I didn't even know that YouTube had a limit for 500 characters in their YouTube tags, which is apparently you can click. Y'all, I'm the worst YouTuber on the planet. Apparently there's a what's it called in YouTube Studio. There's like a little drop down when you're uploading a video that's like show more or something, and you can like go in and specifically edit the text. I don't know how I've been a YouTuber since 2016 and I did not realize this, but apparently I did it back in 2016, so it's just had the same like basic 5 generic tags on the channel. Hey Hannah, how's it going? Oh Lord, though, y'all. So it's, yeah, my AI life coach helped me write the tags for the video. Hey Rachel. Well, we're going to be live streaming until DragonCon. We're going to be live streaming every Friday. I'm aiming for 5 to 7, but we're going to really just kind of play it by ear, Search engine optimization. Yes. But what does it mean? And so, because I need to see all the stats and stuff to know what the best search engine optimization things are. And it really takes like a whole team. Runaways. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some wire in our hands. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep chatting. So give me just a minute, y'all. TikTok has 5 now too. I was stunned yesterday when I had a message pop up saying only 5 hashtags and they have to be relevant. What? See, how am I supposed to know what's relevant though? Because sometimes, like today's video, did y'all see that? Because we posted to TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube the progress on this shoulder piece. And true fans will know what the secret is past the halfway point in the video, because nobody watches, like our analytics say that nobody watches more, like hardly anybody. So there's like 2 or 3 of you who actually watch all of our video, like the entire minute of our shorts. But so past the halfway mark, we put a secret, but so hashtag game of cats would have been relevant in that post, but TikTok might not have. I don't know, maybe the TikTok AI is smarter than I give it credit for. I think I project my own incompetence onto, the computers and stuff. But I have to just trust that the AI knows what it's doing. That's everything's fine. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it has been ages, Rachel. How have you been? Hey, Armando. Do you make a shield with all these pieces? It makes like it's costume armor. So it looks like armor, but it would not hold up. Like maybe in like a foam combat LARPing or something. So here I have cut. I'm going to show you guys. We're getting to it now. That's enough fun. Time to get to work. She's not looking pressed. When you put that on her, I was dying, right? The intrusive thought won. And honestly, my whole day was better for it. Ember has not forgiven me, even though I did give her treats. So she's a paid actor. Let's see. Yeah, I've cut 14 inches of 20 gauge wire. And I love doing these tip down. So I'm going to you could do this by hand, but I'm going to get a crisper effect by using my flat nose pliers. So I'm just going to come around this way and we're going to push, trying to match the same angle as the tip of our... Hey, Andrea. Oh my gosh, how have you been? But we want to bend this to the same angle as the tip of our stone. If we were doing a round stone, like how I'll be wrapping shortly, we could use a ring mandrel or a bottleneck or something. just anything round as a mandrel to get it to have its shape. And this is, y'all, this is the easiest way to get the best results with, I think, if you want a very sleek wire wrapping look. Like when I started wire wrapping back in like 2008, this is what I wanted to make. That sleek, almost bezel set look. And then, I fell in love with all of the quirks and charms of wire wrapping since then. But it's really nice to finally be able to do this. And all it took was that grinder bit. If I had never gotten into glass fusing, I would have never known that tool existed. Or, never say never, but the likelihood shot through the roof when I started looking through glass and lapidary catalogs. So we're going to pick the center point in line with the tip where it looks balanced. So just finding that center line of the stone. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like, unless if you want to, you can take calipers to it and get real specific. I'm not worried about it. If I keep my wires here at a 90-degree bend, we're going to get a crisper. Well, actually, the goal isn't necessarily crispness, because you may want something nice and loose, but the key I've found for me to be slightly more consistent, it's not perfect, but it helps, is to have the same angle, to try to be consistent. So I usually go with around a 90-degree bend, just because that's easy to remember. But we're going to go, there's 3 little twists. And I'm going to get different results if my fingers are different distances away from this connection point here in the center. So I try to be applying pressure about 1/4 of an inch away with each finger. So that's going to look different on our hands because we all have different calluses and, and stuff typically. But so pay attention less to where it looks on your finger and more where, the pressure point, where the tip of that finger is making. There we go. And you can do however many as you like of this. I'm going to go to about 1 inch. And I'm actually going to use a ruler today, you guys. Ah, right, Stephanie. Stephanie says that lab is amazeballs. Oh, Hawk asks, the Runaway Camper asks, are you still doing kick? Not until after Dragon. I just needed it to be simple. Like, I needed something to be simple. And we have a much broader reach here on YouTube than what we achieve over on Kick. I don't know, it's, my goal is to, I want everybody who's interested in wire wrapping to know how easy it can be. It's because I remember being new and being so frustrated at wanting to make something and just not, like, it felt so impossible. And so it is possible, y'all. Like, I want to help you. So let's see. Oh, and Saki Girl asks, Vaughn, are you not streaming on Kick anymore? We're going to resume streaming on Kick after Dragon Con. Sorry, I'm getting caught up on comments. Working and cleaning the mess up for making cosplay stuff for my daughter for Anime Expo Los Angeles. Oh, that's so cool, Andrea. We ended up pulling all-nighter on July 4th, and since then my poor brain has no idea what day of the week it is. That's fair. Oh, Kristen says, not me at work. Wishing I was home wire wrapping. Just, like, I don't know, you put the phone in VR mode and, like, pretend, like, vicariously wire wrap with me. Okay, I'm going to do one more. And then we're going to measure. Yeah, that's close enough. That's a good inch. And you could use a knitting needle, like this one here. You could use... These are some of my favorite tools for this next step. Like, you can literally use just about anything. But it is important to use something. Even a wooden chopstick or something might work, but be careful with wood because it may bite into the wood and be difficult to get it off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bend this a little over to one side. I'm going off to the left because I'm right-handed, and so I'm building it towards my hand. Oh, we ran out of twist. I didn't do enough. That's okay. Maya here. Ooh, Loving Creations by Mama says, hi, where are you buying your wire? It's so hard to buy. How much you need? I get my wire from parawire.com. This isn't sponsored. I just really love their wire, you guys. It's very good stuff. So again, even though we've got that big loop now, I can just try to maintain that 90-degree angle, and I'm going to do another inch because apparently it takes an inch to do one loop around, what size knitting needle is this? A 5mm knitting needle. The blurriness is impressive, actually. Wow. It's like the phone's, there we go. It's like it was willfully not focusing. Oh, Hawk, that's so good to hear. The Runaway Camper says, your wire wrapping tutorials made my brain explode with new ideas. Ah! That's such a fun feeling. Like to me, that's so invigorating to be like inspired. So I'm glad to get to share that with you, Hawk. Though I think I've been in like a writer's block, but like for wire wrapping, or so wrapper's block. You know, but across like the board creatively. And I feel like I've been, a slow descent for a couple of years. But I feel like I've been coming out of it, you know? And so it's really good to get to feel that feeling again, and I'm so glad to get to share that with you, Hawk, because I miss that feeling when I'm not feeling it. Like feeling uninspired is that's like, that hurts right in my depression. Yeah, well, they have these larger spools, but then they do also have smaller spools as well. So I think, I don't know how much these are nowadays. You can look it up at parawire.com. And I go to their, you know what, it's just going to be easier for me to show you. Let's finish this wrap here. Okay. And so now I'm going to snip, and I want this wire to just be like 1/8 of an inch longer. And the way that I choose which wire gets that treatment is this wire here is our inner wire, and I want that to be shorter than our outer wire. Because now I'm going to be getting up in here, and I'm going to grasp this. Oops. There we go. And do you see how I did that tight bend? And now we can pull this out some. I'm going to snip it just a little shorter. I like to bend first and then snip because it's kind of hard to hold on to just that short bit. And then we're just going to tuck that on up. And then here, I want to bend, but just a little farther to the right than where we were on that inner wire. So again, doing that nice sharp bend. And I don't want to trim this one as short because it has a longer distance to travel. But now those ends are tucked up in there, and unless somebody took a tool or something to this, they're going to have a hard time just slipping that wire out. Excuse me. So here we are. It's not perfectly centered, but it doesn't have to be. And this is just one bale style. So this is my style that whenever I'm trying to do something pristine and something goes a little awry, this will be the direction I end up going with it. That way, if my bend wasn't quite tight enough up here, putting a scarf on it is kind of how I think about it. If this is the head and this is the body, that's the scarf. Now, that's a good question. Um, and does the gem fall out? No, actually, because we've added this little groove. Like, folks who are in the lapidary world will have known about this for ages, because it's been around longer than I have, for sure, at least. Um, but we've added a groove into the side, and that way you can see, I mean, that's just a bit of scrap wire, but that wire fits in there. I don't know how to get a nice angle of it, but do you see how it's like just grooving a channel into the edge? And I love it because then the whole beautiful back of the stone is still exposed. And so if you're, especially if you're using like sterling silver or something as well, this is a fantastic wrap for being able to make beautiful jewelry that you don't have to charge quite as much for because it's using far less material. Now that being said, let's go ahead. And also this is it in the 20 gauge vintage bronze from Parawire. Now, we do sell some spools of Parawire at our website, backtoearthcreations.com, but you can go directly to them and get a much broader color and gauge selection. They even have shaped wires. Okay, catching up on comments real quick. Oh, Barbie says, will you be vending at DragonCon? And y'all, if I missed some of your comments, there we go. If I missed some of your comments, please feel free to resend it. I'm trying to keep up, but also I do want to be kind of productive today with our wire wrapping because I am making inventory for our booth at DragonCon, which is Labor Day weekend in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am so excited. But yeah, the way that's how Hevar says, how do you attach the gem? And that's how is that groove that we cut into the side. And it's kind of hard on my hands, but I think if somebody's used to doing lapidary work, it's kind of, you're just pressing something against a bit and carving a groove into it. So let me catch up. So I haven't had it fall out, maybe preoccupied instead of blocked. I've got you, Cindy. Yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot going on for sure. Ah, hey, Nana's house. How are you doing? Says, haven't seen you in a long while. I stopped scrolling when I heard your voice. Ah, your videos are the first ones I saved on YouTube. Oh, Nana's house. We've been doing well. How have you been? It's been ages, but we've been on YouTube since like 2016 now at this point too. So that was almost a decade. We're gonna have to have a decade party. Do you have a link to where you get your box hinge tools? What box hinge tools? I'm not certain what you mean. Rachel says, do you glue any of the wires just to give it a little extra strength? I sometimes feel like I need it, but I'm not as experienced. Not on this wrap in particular, but oh yeah, I've done wire wraps. I'll go in on the back, like especially on wire trees, where all of like Oksana Crafts has a really great tutorial where she's got that nice woven bail that goes into like a loop, and then the wire tree wraps around the cabochon and holds on to that loop on the back. She must be much tidier with her ends than I am, because mine will sometimes rub, like I'll have a hard time getting all those pokey bits down. So I'll actually go through that inner like lip of where that ring of wire has all those little wires attached to of the tree branches and roots. And I'll just whoop, like how you would use caulking in a bathtub, just around on the inside of that, and it just stabilizes the cab. Especially if the tree's a little sparse, like if I feel like the roots aren't quite wide enough and the branches aren't quite branchy enough, yeah, I'm not proud. I'll use glue. I'd rather be safe. So, Jasmine, you are correct. Parawire is the best in the game. Whenever it comes to enameled wires, they're who I spend my money on. So, What tool? Oh, the groover. Is it a Gear Star? Or if you go to, let's see, delphiglass.com. Giving away trade secrets here, y'all. We are at delphiglass.com. We are going to search glass tools, grinders, and accessories over in their little drop-down menu. Mine is a Griffette glass grinder. So let's see. You gotta turn the camera. So this is the Griffette grinder. I used to have a larger one. I like this one better because I do tiny things. I don't need a huge tool taking up all of my space. And then what is the name? Is it a Groove? Let's just search grinder bit. So these are all the different grinders that you can use for like, that you could use these for like shaping stained glass. We use them in like this one right here, the Ripple Twofers grinder bits. Those are for like whenever you have ripple edge stuff, you can like, it's almost like little router tips for working with glass. Now, let me see, do they not have it? Because the one that I used to get was, it looks basically, there it is. The Jewelry Twofers grinder bit. Yeah, boy. And I go through them. But yeah, so people have been doing this for ages, but I was so tickled to have discovered it. And I want everybody who's interested in wire wrapping to know about this because it is the easiest way to start getting it done. Especially if you're like me and you really kind of benefit from having some immediate validation, this is the project for you. And you don't have to have a ton of wire. You don't have to have a ton of stones so long as they're grooved. I mean, and that's so elegant, I think. And you can kind of squish that together a little more. Let's do another one because what bothers me about this one is that the bail is heavier on this side. Like, so that's why I do the little bit of a bend and splay, is to try to minimize that imbalance. So, okay, let's see. Tim, how's it going? Oh, Walk in the Rain says, I love the colors on your top/dress. Well, thank you. This is one of the festival dresses that we tie-dyed a while back. Hey, Atlas says, I met you guys at Anime St. Louis. You helped me learn to do scale mail. Hell yeah. How's that going? Have you had a chance to craft since then? Oh, hey, Dan says, I don't have time to stay and watch, but I wanted to say hello and hit the thumbs up. Oh, I appreciate the heck out of you. I hope you get electricity soon if you haven't already. The tools that have the square hinge on it, you were just using a pair. Oh, these? Whoops. Super durable. These are tapered flat nose pliers from riogrande.com. That reminds me, I was going to show you guys the Parawire website because sometimes it can be, if you don't know where to look, it's like, what the heck, there's so much going on here. At least that's how I feel. All right, come on, camera. Super pro quality. I'm so sorry, you guys. I just want to show you the internet. All right, so Parawire. So this is their website, and I love it. We're going to go to shop, and we're going to click craft wire. Now, I highly recommend checking out, if you're new to something and you like just browsing websites to see what they have available, like what's on the market. You're going to learn different terms for things. You're going to discover tools and components and techniques that you might never have seen before. Like, don't be afraid to like dive in. But also, if you just want to find some wire, we're going to click on craft wire. We're just going to bring this up here. Ooh, let's look at their craft wire color chart. Yes. So their metallic colors are typically very warm. And so if you want to get some of the cooler colors, go for the silver plated. So like, but I love the metallic because they really set a nice earthy vibe. But whenever I like to make like some raver stuff and things, I'll go for the silver plated. The colors that I like to use the most are titanium, vintage bronze, and antique copper. Now, their natural toned copper looks like pure copper that has a high shine, but it won't tarnish, and none of these tarnish or turn my skin green or anything like that. So let's go over to the silver plated colors. And I'm going to choose, the reason I like the titanium more than the silver, that's antique white. Brushed silver? Ooh, I've not tried that one. Okay, but their silver will turn gold, like kind of champagne gold, which I think is beautiful. And I still buy this, but with the intent of having it do that reaction. And I'll do it myself. That way, whenever it's purchased, like if somebody buys it for a new home, it already looks the way it's going to look. Their titanium doesn't do that. It matches really well with like aluminum and stainless steel, and I also think it matches really well with sterling silver. You can still tell the difference, but it matches pretty well in a way that I think is complementary. Without turn, I've never had it turn gold on me. Now, if any of y'all have, that'd be interesting to hear about. Now here, the gauges that I get the most are 16 gauge, 18 gauge, 20, and then like 22 and 24 are the gauges I use the least, but they are still very useful. And then I use 26 and 28 gauge the most for like my really, the weaving or anything that's like, for this bracelet here, I used 18 gauge for the thick wire and 26 gauge for the thinner weaving wire, just as examples of that. And then you can actually, I think they've got square and half round. Here we go, shaped wire. And so you can find, they don't have their full selection of colors, but I guess like those are their like best sellers. And then you can get 18 or 21 gauge. So they don't have quite the expansive selection of gauges as what Rio Grande does with their bare copper. Because if I'm not getting it from Parawire, I'm getting my wire from Rio Grande. Oh, well, hey, Billie Eilish. But yeah, Hawk, I hope that answered your question. I'm quite behind on comments, so. Hey, Mata, how's it going? Oh, okay, and those rainbow trees are so beautiful. Ooh, Stephanie says, hello, I've been making jewelry for literal decades, and I do okay with my wire work. But stone and glass wrapping has been the bane of my existence. I'm a visual learner, so what do you recommend? Okay, I promise I'm not just trying to sell you something, but we do have these up on our website for sale, and we're adding more on Monday. But you can find them on Etsy and stuff, and you can also, if you watch like the replay of this, you can rewind it and I show you exactly the grinder that I use as well as the grinder bit, so you can add your own groove. And I like cabochons that are a little bit thicker, like that way there's enough room to have, I want enough of an edge on either side. This one's a little too close to the edge, and I just couldn't help it because that was the shape of the stone. That was the way it was cabbed. So it got a little close on the tips. And that's why I kept this one to wrap, because I'm going to try to wrap it in a way that would protect that backing, but I wouldn't put this up to sell that's too close to the edge. I try to have it be at least that far away from the edge if I can help it. And then I'm going to be using, let's do one in 18 gauge. And let's do it in the 18 gauge titanium because I have such a little bit left. This will be a perfect project for just this little bit of wire. Now something, this stage in making a pendant is really, is the least amount of effort for the most amount of impact. Just coming through and using your nylon jaw pliers, like do you see the texture that's in our wire right now just from being on the spool? There's nothing wrong with it, it's still good wire. But if we come through with our nylon jaw pliers, this is going to draw out those variations in the wire. And I think it makes it look a whole lot crisper. Oh, Toby had asked, do you believe crystals have an energy or do you just like them? I'm not gonna lie, it's one of my favorite, I hate to put it this way, but like LARPs. Like I would love Oh, it's so magical to think about stones and crystals and stuff being magical. But honest to goodness, I think the realest magic for them is what they invoke, like in my mind and heart. Like if it makes me happy to look at something shiny, then that's all the magic I need. So I don't think it's gonna make me shoot lasers out of my eyes or anything. That'd be cool. And that'd be cool. But no, so it's I like stones because they're beautiful. I think the like geology behind them is absolutely fascinating. I mean, just that this exists at all. Again, that's magic enough for me. We're going to use about 16 inches of this. No, we don't even need that much. Let's be minimal. Let's just use 12 inches. But also, aren't there like crystals in computers and stuff? So, I mean, just because we understand their like crystalline structure and have practical everyday uses for them doesn't make that less awesome and magical. So, is what I think about that. Sorry for the delay in replying. Oh, Stephanie says, or Andrea says to Stephanie, watch Yvonne's tutorials. Oh, that's really sweet. There's a ton of really awesome, like, tutorial channels and, like, shorts and stuff that the time to be learning wire wrapping is now. Like, all of the resources at your fingertips is probably overwhelming, actually. Like, I know it can be for me at least. Okay, so we're going to wrap with just 12 inches. And even whenever we have a rounder shaped tip on our stone, I like to give it a little bit of space intentionally there because then we could actually add jump rings, like either one wider one or two narrower ones, to have a little drop hang off the tip of this. Oh, that one's so pretty. Ooh, fruit jasper? What's that? Like, what's it look like? Ah, well, thank you, Stephanie. So we're going to do a twist. And something that I run into here is the wire will want to come out of its groove. And so I want to be very gentle putting it back because labradorite, if I recall correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, or feel free to elaborate further. Labradorite is in the granite family, isn't it? And so this is just a really pretty piece of countertop whenever we look at it that way. So it's very strong and durable. But if you come at stone from the right angle, you can just chip it off. And apparently from inside this groove is the right angle. It's a feldspar? Wow. What's a feldspar? Excuse me. But yeah, I like to use crystals as like shiny, beautiful sticky notes as of little reminders. Like instead of having a reminder sitting around the house, um, in the form of a sticky note or something written on the back of an envelope, I'll put a rock. Or, if it's something that's like from whenever we went crystal mining with our niece at the Ron Coleman mine down on Mount Ida in like southern Arkansas. That to me does just getting to look at a rock and have all those memories evoked. That's enough magic for me. Ah, Barbie says, can cabs be purchased with the groove from your website? They can. We currently only sell pre-grooved cabochons because sometimes it goes horribly wrong. Um, but we do have some up for sale. Uh, let me. Hey, baby, Randy, are you in a position to help me mod? Okay, give me just a little bit, you guys, and I will copy paste the page to where you can find the groovy cabs. Hey, Enchanted Studio, how's it going? Oh, Hawk says, I love my groovy cabs from you. They're always so exciting. Oh, I'm glad you feel that way. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to get that twisted down. So I just be careful to make sure that I'm not using the rock as a leverage point, like this, whatever stone that we're wrapping. And I would be especially careful if I were using, like, I don't know that I would set a turquoise or a malachite in this way. Like anything, oh, it's like the most common type of rocks. Ooh, I like all rocks though. I'm happy just in a gravel driveway, truly. Hey Umar, how's it going? Okay, so we've got that twist, and now we can use our same knitting needle, and I'm going to wrap on either side. I've wrapped twice, and I want those wires kind of just pointed towards the back. There we go. Ooh, Hawk says I go to Jesseville to the brother of Ron Coleman. I have a lot of fun digging there and camping as well. Oh, I had no idea. And then we can extract our knitting needle. We can push those together a little more if we want. In fact, we can go ahead and put the knitting needle back in because our tender flesh is not always the best anvil. Oh, Little Sprite says, I love that you put grooves on some of the cabs. It has helped me make quite a few pendants for family members. Yay! That's awesome. I can't remember like the mineral makeup of feldspars, but I've always related them with rocks that have flash. Ah, you know, that tracks. Because I'm thinking like green aventurine. And now I want to trim here on the bottom at a little bit of an angle to soften that edge, because since this is enameled wire, I'm not going to be filing or polishing it because that just erodes at the enameling. So I will want to make sure that I'm not over snipping because I don't want to cut that inner wire. And so, I mean, just super sleek, y'all. Like, there is not a lot going on here. And it just showcases the stones so beautifully, I think. I also do like to spread it out just a little. That's just me, though. I like it. And the joy and beauty of this is you get to do whatever you want on yours. So now I'm going to do another one, but we're going to do a kind of mixture of the two. So we're going to take this continuous twist element and the kind of ram horn on either side of it element. Hey, Amy Marie, how's it going? Oh, thank you, Little Sprite. And we're going to use... What gauge? We used 18 gauge on that, too. So, yeah, y'all can see the difference. It's a little hard to tell because of the color difference. Like, that might trick the eye also. We'll do another one in the 20 gauge of this so that you can see the width difference. It's difficult to tell, but it's subtle, but it's there for sure. I can tell more with my fingers than I can with my eyes. And so again, even though this is just 20 gauge, I'm going to go through and we're just going to be using about 12 inches again. And just straightening out that wire off the spool. It work hardens it a little bit, which is great for what we're doing. Love that when it needs a dangle, right? Okay. So we're going to do one more that's kind of pointy tipped. But with the 20 gauge, I wouldn't do this offset tip like that with the 20 gauge because I think it's too soft. Whereas this one with the 18 gauge, we're good to go. So I'm going to shape the 20 gauge to fit very snug against the tip of what we're working on. Now, I don't mind that very little offset but I wouldn't want to put a charm or something on it. Oh, Amy Marie says I missed the beginning. Is the wire held on by glue or just tightened to the cab? Now, we've got a trick with our cabochons here. This is what makes them what we call groovy cabochons. Is if you're interested in doing your own, we do have, if you like rewind in the live stream, I don't know what to call that. We show you the exact grinder that we use, as well as the jewelry twofers grinder bit is the name of it, to cut this groove into the stone. And we sell these on our website, backtoearthcreations.com. We have some for sale already, but we're adding more on Monday. And that way you can see this wire is, I mean, it's in there, especially once we do, this is what I call a twist tie twist. So it's very, if you've ever twisted a twist tie, but the concept is we want to find and honor the center line from the tip of the point up through the center of where the balance of the stone is, or have it wherever you want if you've got something particular in mind. This is just my thought process. And then I'm going to have my fingertips making contact with the wire. You could be farther out, you could be tighter in, depending. The tighter in, the tighter the little twists are going to be. And I just like to do one and then come in with my flat nose pliers and just check everything's alignment. Because this is a point in the wrap where the wire can have a tendency to derail out of the groove. Right, Deb? It really is like that. Super intense. Ooh-wee. And I guess whatever we get wrapped in today's stream, I'm going to add up to the website as well, you guys. And that'll be in our Monday shop update. Oh, come on. There we go. Now it's focusing. Oh, that's so pretty. And my favorite thing about this wrap is the back is fully exposed. I promise these aren't so blurry in person. But it's so, so pretty. And so now we're going to do at least an inch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm trying to maintain a consistent, if you want consistent twists, you're going to want a consistent angle. And if you can be consistent with the angle and with your finger placement, because if I placed here and here, I'm applying pressure at different leverages onto the wire. I need to be closer in where I can be in more control and more concise with our twist. So now for a 5mm mandrel and 20 gauge wire, I'm going to want about an inch. This information is not vital, and we have an 1.25 inches or so. So don't feel like you have to know the exact measurements. I'm just if you want to know, that's the shortcut. And so you can make yours longer or shorter, however you like. Ooh, Slurpee Day. Oh, well, thank you, Amy. So I've coiled our twist down over itself. And this is why I'd rather not have it be longer than shorter on the twist for the bail, is because it's going to want to offset to one side or the other. So if I had only done just the inch, like how I had originally said, then we would have been able to back that coil up a little deeper and our bail wouldn't stick so far forward. Luckily, this is a thicker stone, so I don't mind the bail being forward set like this at all. I think it, matches in with the balance of the piece. Hey, Dee Dee, how's it going? And Moonstone and Sunstone. Oh, yeah. So Feldspar, that sounds like a good family to be in. And so you can freehand your bails too. Don't feel like you have to use a mandrel. I just like it for consistency. And so I'm actually going to reinsert. I am thirsty. Is my voice getting all scratched up? Ooh! It's like I've been talking nonstop for an hour and 55, or no, it's only been 55 minutes. Well, we've gotten 3 pendants made, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, I have not been particularly productive. Like, this is not the most productive day I've ever had. So that's okay, though. I'm having fun. And so I'm putting a scarf on it, but just a minimal one. So I've done one full wrap around. If you can see, I wonder if zooming helps. It rarely does because I'll wander out of frame, but I'll try my best. So I've wrapped around one full wrap. And then we're going to get in there with our, I'm actually going to bend the wire out where it's easier to reach with our wire snips. But then I'm not going to snip up as close as I can. I'm going to snip just a little farther out so that we can then come in. And this is where my favorite tool, the bent nose pliers, comes into play, because I'm just going to start squeezing that wire down. And now I'm going to reinsert my mandrel, that way I don't distort the hole. Hey Tammy, how's it going? Yeah, no hydrate button here, but that's all right. And I'm going to do one full wrap around. And this isn't the tidiest method that we could do, but that method takes some 18 gauge half round, which I will show you next, unless y'all have any specific other requests. And I'm actually going to do 2 wraps because I just think that's pretty. And really, that's the deciding factor for me in a lot of this, is just, I just make whatever I think looks pretty, and I hope somebody else likes it enough to buy it. But really, again, if I were doing work for money, I'd go get a job. I'm doing this because I need to make something that I think is pretty. Like my brain wants to have that happy feeling from the crafting. So we're gonna snip. I am compelled. And honestly, a big part of it is I just need people to buy stuff so I can go buy more beads so I can do more crafting. It's a vicious cycle. But I'm totally here for it. Woo. So I was just smushing and shaping the bail a little bit, tightening down those shoulders by coming in again with the bent nose to just fit into that nook, and just almost like a pinch bail. And I just love it because it just lets the stone do its own talking. But there's no glue involved, so no chemicals. I could do this in the car. This is D. These are grooved cabs. We have some up for sale on the website, backtoearthcreations.com. Oh, that reminds me, I was supposed to pull up the tab for you guys. Actually, I'll just show you. I've been giving you tours of everybody else's website. I'm going to show y'all. Boom. So this is our high-tech screen capture technology. You can come over here to, this is our website. You can hover over Bead Shop and go down to Cabochons. Or you can see all the products that we have for sale, but this is going to show you all sorts of different stuff. We also have, you could go to our jewelry, all these different things. But here in our bead shop, you can find, off on the far right side of the screen, and click on Cabochons. And so here you'll see anything, these are what we have available for sale. And you can keep scrolling and you can click see more. And any of them that have a groove will say, it's going to take me a while to get to because it's been a while since my hands have felt well enough for me to do some grooving. And something that I think is really cool about this, you guys, is, oh my God, here we go. It's been a while. Whenever you click on the videos, any of them that say groovy, those have a groove. But you can also click and watch a video to see how a piece shimmers, what the sides and what the back look like. Because I want you to 100% know what to expect. And so that they'll have the groove there in the side. So I hope that that's helpful to you. And again, if you guys want to do your own groovy cabs, I show you the exact, thank you, I will share the link. Because I think, let me see, let me test. and see if you can just type in Groovy. Does that go through? Like, is that clickable on mobile? Because you may be able to just search. Groovy. Yeah, on our website, and it shows you we've got 28 of them available. Oh, and they're so pretty. Oh, I did a bunch of dichro, which are like, these are some dichroic glass. So pretty. Ooh, Deb says, I make stuff for my sister-in-law's business. Great excuse to buy pretty beads. Tammy says, can I groove with a Dremel? Yes, it's just trickier, but it is totally doable. Okay. It says y'all are letting me know that the link is not clickable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and update it in the video description, but to be able to like you'd have to refresh the page. And I'm not sure how to do that on a phone, but when you refresh the page, the when you refresh, the link should be there. I just saved it. Boom. Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's just not clickable on mobile is the thing. That's all. But yeah, I think if you search how to carve a groove into a cabochon here on YouTube, I can't remember the channel name, but there's a lady who's done a tutorial showing how to do that without the grinder tool. Okay, hydrate, hydrate. So up next, so yeah, here I can now show you the thickness difference of the 18 gauge versus the 20 gauge. And like I had said, it's quite subtle, but it is there. So now let's do one. I can't help it. I'm going to do every single one of these teardrops in this shape just because it's my absolute favorite. So we're going to use some more of our 18 gauge. No, I should do a different. Let's do 18 gauge in the antique copper. And so again, we're going to hit it with our nylon gel pliers. That makes such a difference. There we go. And actually, I think I'm going to set, should I set a super coppery, beautiful, labradorite, or in the antique copper, or should I do this really turquoisey blue, like vibrant tones of blue? Let me make a poll. Okay, the poll has begun. While the poll casts, I'm going to take a quick break to go make a cup of coffee. This is the copper stone. This is the blue stone. They're both labradorite, but one's coppery, one's bluey. Which one should we wrap with this antique copper 18 gauge wire? So y'all vote. I will be right back. Let me write on something because that way people who pop in. Nope, that pen's not gonna work. I have nothing to write on. Ah. Oh, come on, sticker. This is peak YouTubing right here. I'm such a professional. All right. I'll be right back, y'all. Alrighty, y'all. We have gotten some coffee going. So let us see. Eee. Oh, the camera's stuck. That's the tripod, I promise. Let's see what the poll came out as. Let's see. Okay. Last chance to vote, you guys. It looks like, which one should we wrap in the antique copper tone? We have this beautiful blue tone, which is gorgeous, truly. Or we have this super durable, thank goodness, like beautiful coppery. I mean, man, which one should we wrap? Boom, dum, 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 dum. Boom, dum, 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 boom. Do, do, do. It's, I don't know if the poll pops up for anybody. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. No, I'm not gonna make it. That's the end of the poll, you guys. Winning by a mile. We've got the copper toned stone at 63%. Ooh, Michelle says, can we see the necklace you're wearing up close, please? Yes. Krista says I voted for the copper, but that's because you didn't have a both button. That's a good point. What I'm gonna do is, since this is the 18 gauge wire, I'm going to do this round stone so we can have a cool little like pokey outy tip. But then I'm going to wrap it in 20 gauge antique copper on the blue stone. So we are going to do both, but it's, which one should it? It was fun. So this is, we're gonna make another in an upcoming tutorial. So this is a component. Let me go ahead and flip the camera around so that I can just show you. Which, oh my god, y'all, look at this sticker. This is July's sticker from the Craft Along project. Our niece Maddie did the artwork, and I added the little hearts, but... Okay, so here, I wanted to explore doing very different things with the exact same component element. So the component element here started out as an earring, and then I like shaped it around. Like I had made two of them to match as earrings, and I was like, you know, these would look really cool. And so I just shaped them to be a little bit more of this like offset, spirally like big connector bead. But then this piece here has the same exact bead, the same number of stitches. That's the same spiral component, but then this end that wraps around and joins to the rest of the necklace, which we did with a wrapped link and then Byzantine out of stainless steel chainmail. Here we did the spiral came around and we joined them together. And this is one of our Groovy cabs wrapped in this same style that I'm about to show you, with slight modification, but anything simple can be made more complex. But yeah, I'm just tickled pink to finally get it done. Oh, well, thank you, you guys. Stephanie says, I love how like everybody sends free stickers with orders now, right? Well, it gave us a way of, we wanted to spoil her, but we didn't want to just like give her money. And she was had a natural inclination towards art anyways. So all we did was just be encouraging of that. And when Maddie suggested, like, I can't remember if we brought it up or if she brought it up, but I remember her bringing it up. She was like, well, what if I did stickers or something, you know? And so for like 3 years, we've been hiring her every month. We, buy the licensing to print like, you know, 100 or 200 of her artwork stickers. And she's been doing fantastically. I rarely, I think if ever, missed a deadline. And it's just a great way to kind of practice, you know, giving her a chance to sharpen her claws on, you know, what kind of work ethic she wants to have before getting thrown into the thick of it, of, you know, the bigger, broader real world. Okay, so, and we get sweet ass artwork. Like, look at that. That's adorable. Like, Randy gives her prompts each month to be like, okay, this month is gonna be Celtic and snowflake themed. And so she'll design something like that. And, you know, so she does all the artwork on our stuff. But he said, you know, do Vaughn in one of her older costumes blowing a kiss. And that's what she did. And like, I've never once in my life posed in that pose in that outfit, but she did such a good job. She makes me feel adorable. I still love the rain frog the best, right? So I am just gonna settle this into the groove. Wow. But yeah, right? Well, thank you guys. I love it. It felt really good. It feels really good to be able to craft without a ton of pain. Like it's still, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm better than I used to be. No, it still hurts and crap, but we're getting there. So you can affect how your cab looks by how wide or narrow you have the angle of the tip. So I didn't want too much of an end coming off of there. So I just scaled it back, finding and trying to work in alignment with that center line of the point through the stone. And you can see with this 18 gauge, it defo goes off track more than. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to angle my pliers like this. The point that we're going to be bending on is this front left corner. And so that was where I used the pressure of the pliers to just press down from right there. I'm trying to find the angle that has the least resistance into the stone because I don't want it pinching and flaking off the edges of the stone. Oh, y'all. Shucks. Oh, it's so pretty on the back, too. I can't even handle it. Oh, look at this. Woo! I love a pretty rock, you guys. Oh, no. I was supposed to do this with more of a boop up at the top. Oh, well. So, what we were supposed to be doing here, y'all, I boogered that up. All right. It'll be on the next one. I forgot that we were doing the half round wire up the bail. But now we'll get to see what the ram head bail looks like. And if you make your coil a little too long, just use a thicker mandrel. Oh, yeah, Maddie's stickers are available to purchase on the website under the sticker page. Okay, well, I guess I didn't need it that much thicker. I don't know if we have any sticker packs, but that's not a bad idea. We should totally do like a one of everything pack. Ooh, and there's no reason at all to not go a little ham and do 2 wraps on either side. This wire that I'm using right now, Tim, is round. It's just 18 gauge round wire. Oh gosh, it would look so cool if you hammered it and then shaped it around into the bail. Like you could, that's a way that you could add more texture. And then I'm actually gonna snip right there, just a little lower down. Again, being careful to not clip into the wire that's also there. I just want that to be someplace that's not going to get brushed by skin or clothing as much. And I still feel like it helps things to get a little less tangled if I actually have it angled in. And so that's probably why I like doing that spacing, but I also just really like how it looks. It adds like a very airy element, I think, into the wrap. Like an openness. I don't know. I like it. I don't know what it's called, but I like it. Oh, well, thank you, Purple Velvet. Maddie Pack stickered. Oh, and Hawk, you had asked, how are your dragon heads and horns coming along? We had gotten held up with a lack of stirring sticks, so I don't have all of the molds done yet, but I anticipate getting, if I don't tackle that this evening, because it has been quite a long work day, and I'm trying to have that work-life balance, even though it is dragon prep, and I need to be like, crafting intensifies. Some work-life balance would be really nice. Hey, Lita. Will a twisted square wire sit in the groove if you use a thin enough gauge? Let me go get my cup of coffee. I will be right back. Okay, hot coffee coming in. Boop, boop, boop. Coffee time. Do 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 do. Oh, that'd be so cool if you did find it, though, Stephanie. Just saying. Stirring sticks, since you have fallen tree branches that can be shaved down for stirring sticks. We weren't quite that desperate. We just ordered some more and figured we could use a break from making molds anyways. Because, man, y'all, I had such a demoralizing... Oh my god. So, okay, I spent yesterday ugly crying while crafting out of just pure crafter rage of like, I hated the project, I hated how it was going, nothing was going right at all. Like, and it was the worst. But we powered through it. Stephanie says, are you still going to live stream working on the dragons? As much as I can. But it's very, I like to change camera angles and I move around a lot. And whenever I'm doing the dragon heads, I'm moving around a lot from station to station, bouncing back and forth between things. And so needing to take the camera with me to do that and then trying to keep it in frame. Like, I've gunked up one of them. We had to like go through and chisel out where I had gotten, so I've got chemicals on my hands and I'm touching the tripods and stuff. So I'm not getting as much done. When Randy's helping, he's not getting as much done. And so the live streams, it takes us 4 hours to do something that would take us normally about an hour and a half. So whereas I can be like, hey babe, come get 30 seconds of me doing this one step. And he will, and then he'll go back to, like, Randy has some sore hands, like day 393,000 in a row, because look at what I'm still so pleased with this, you guys. But this is the one, Randy gets one of these made a day, plus like 5 other bracelets. He ran out of rings today, but he also needed a down day. Like, I'm kind of glad we were out of rings, so it's like he'll slow down. But he gets so much done. And then he's got this whole one here that I've not sewn up together yet. So... whereas whenever we're live streaming, it's taking both Randy and I's attention, whenever it's like all day like that. Like, you know what? At least it's there. I'm not going to worry about my random curl. Oh my god, Hawk says yesterday was a full moon and I was raging inside as well. Dude, I don't know what's going on, but I was having just a rough day. And then today's been absolute and complete emotional turmoil. But I put my mascara back on and got through it, because that's what we do. Stephanie says, I'd love to see that whole process though. And we're getting clips and stuff, and whenever I'm able to like sit down and focus, then I can just hit stop and do what I need to do, and it lets me get up more and stuff. So I want to capture the whole process as well. So we both want the same thing. We'll get there, Stephanie. Yeah, for some people, everything all day went wrong. Oh my god, something was in the water. But no, so it was a hard day. But today, we're crafting and it's awesome. So I'll take it. All right, let's get back to it. Cheers, everybody. Clink, dink. Okay, so let's do the 18 gauge vintage bronze on this one. Oh, such a nice deep blue. Now, and I like to check and make sure that I am getting the best face, because even though I love having the points down on these, I want to make sure. I think this one's best face is point up, so I'm just gonna have to deal with that. So I'm going to wrap this one because I really want to demonstrate using the half round wire. Yeah, if I were to do a twisted, let's try. We've got a little bit of the scrap here. So this is some 21 gauge square wire. And I'm going to hold a generous portion with my flat nose. And then I'm just going to twist holding on to both ends. If you're doing a longer piece of wire, you can use like a vise. I find 2 pliers work just fine. I just want to make sure to be clasping the wire on the squared part of it. I don't want to be rounding off that edge. So that's just got a subtle little twist, but isn't that nice? And let's see, how does that fit? It does! The 21 gauge twisted square wire fits beautifully. And I bet those of y'all who are good with numbers and wire gauges, what 2 or 3 wires twisted together would make a 21 or 20 gauge like twist? Like, would twisting like 3 24 gauges together, like, you know what I mean? Because I bet you could take thinner wires and layer them in, you know, like triple twisted. Yeah, like twist them with a drill bit. Walk in the rain. Jesus Christ. Bodega says nods in agreement with Hawk and Runaway Camper while chugging coffee. I feel you on that. I've only had 1.5 hours of sleep because of it. Insomnia and hyperfocus are bad mad science. Drinking coffee intensifies. Kay says, I understand. I get more done when not recording, but feel guilty if I don't. Some days I do nothing but be mad at myself for doing nothing. Oh, that's the worst feeling. I know exactly what you mean, Kay. It just eats me alive. It drives me nuts. Oh, baby, this is regular coffee. I don't have any decaf in the house. Oh, RJ, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to be helpful to you. Oh, hot bean juice make me go fast. Well, thank you for requesting it. All right, on Tim. Well, y'all inspire me constantly. But I've been saying more and more lately, and I truly believe it. If there's a crafter, there's a way. So if you don't have the same materials and stuff as me, you could make one of these with polymer clay and just, you know, use like the top edge of a ruler. I've got one in the other room that's like cork on one side. Or you could stack some things together like this and use, like, I don't know, like a binder clip or something, or glue it or tape it and set it on the table and press a groove into the edge of a polymer clay cabochon. So it's like, you don't have to have what I have to make your own jewelry. You know, so just stepping stone your way from where you are to where you want to be until you get there, and you'll get there. We were going to be using the 20 gauge. Where's the loose end? Oh, Purple Velvet says, what time is it over there? It's 9:30 a.m. here in Oz. Oh my goodness. Well, hey, in Australia. Where on earth is the end? There it is. Deb says, decaf? Why would anyone want decaf? Twitch. And just straightening it out. Let's see. We're going to give ourselves the same 12 inches. And so this one, I'm going to have hanging like it's heavy in the loop. So this one, I feel like, is a little bit more like a hot air balloon, where the cab is like floating in the loop. This one's going to be hanging heavy. And I want to find its best face forward. And we're going to shape this one around. But to make it sit heavy, I'm not going to join it. It's not going to stay rounded to the top the way, this will be a better example, the way this one is. I want it to be higher up. Oh, Lynn says, how much would you charge for one of them? Those beautiful cabs generally. I don't know. Randy takes care of our pricing lately on cabochons. I think our cabs start at like $3 for some of the smaller ones. The larger ones are more. Okay, so there's not really a center line for a point, so I just try to weigh. God, that's a beautiful stone. Just that blue gradient. I love a good gradient, you guys. Oof. And so now I'm just gonna go like boop. Randy says the one that I'm working on, is that grooved or ungrooved? Ungrooved, this stone would go for 8 to 10, says Randy. But adding the grooving is like, I think $2. Oh, for the wire wrapped ones, I don't know. It'd probably start at 15, I think is what we have them listed for on the website. Yes, Stephanie. Hey, Gamnet. Side note, says Bodega, 3 strands of 28 gauge wire in a tight coiled spiral may fit a 20 gauge wire groove if properly coiled via drill bit and vise. Don't quote my initial guesstimate though. Woo! Oh, we can test it. We'll test it next. Just a little bit though. Okay. So we've done our 3 twists. And I am going to bend my whoop. Oh, that's so cool. It turns. Ah. I'm going to bend that wire up, and then grabbing on the same place, I'm going to bend that wire up. Did we ever find a nice half round for using for this? Uh-oh. I must go rummage. So this is a makeup organizer for like powder compacts, but it's perfect for the gauged like shaped wires. Okay, we are working with antique copper, and I'm going to be using a 21 gauge because this is 20 gauge wire. I could use the 18 gauge, but it's gonna have a lot of resistance, and I'm more likely to bend. Hey, big boy. Oh, I love you so much. I'm more likely to accidentally bend my core wires. So when I'm using 20 gauge wire, I like to use 21 gauge half round. And I'm going to cut us off. Ooh. Is he okay? Okay. Well, he just came in here for pets, and it sounds like he just body slammed himself down. Yeah, it's an acrylic makeup organizer from Amazon, and it just works perfect for specifically the parawire sized shaped wires, which I do like to keep stored in their baggie. Now, these ones are rolled with the flat side out, so I always take them off spool. And the trick that I like to use for seeing which side is which, if I can't tell with my fingers, which I can't anymore on this 21 gauge, is how the light flashes off of it. This is the flat side, and that's the half round side. Do you see how it's darker on each side versus the flash? And so now I'm going to start shaping around. Just a little bit at first. And I want to smush with my flat nose pliers, and I'm going to go ahead and get that tail bent in. Wow, that actually worked out perfect. I don't think I'm going to have to trim it, and I'm going to slide that all the way down to where our twisting started. And now, still holding, I like using my bent nose pliers here just because of the angle that it lets me have my hand exist at. And let's see if perhaps zooming in some clever craft rooms cleanup. Wow, look at my clean work surface. And so I'm just going to wrap around this way. And every couple of wraps you can see the squished versus the unsquished. Ooh, what's freeform beading, you guys? Oh no, walk. Lil Sprite says, are these pendants for DragonCon? Sorry, I missed the first half hour. These ones that were getting made in the stream, I guess we're going to go ahead, because we kind of need to make some money now. Like, anything that doesn't sell off the website is going to go to Dragon. And that'll be in this Monday's shop update. So once I've gotten enough established, I can just use my hands. It's bead weaving where you don't follow a pattern. It's more organic. Okay. Do you have videos of that, Gumnut? I'll have to go check it out. Okay, and I think that's going to be long enough, but before we give it our final snip off, I'm just going to fold. Oh yeah, we need way more. So I'm just going to bend that out. And now we can actually, and I need to be careful because this can twist these wires. So to avoid that twisting, hey Gasum. To avoid a twisting in the wires, I'm going to use this ring clamp. Quite choked up on where we need to be, but that's what I do to keep it from twisting. And now from here, wait, this isn't gonna work. Well, maybe. I can just, whoop, it backed up on itself. All right. Well, the clamp didn't work as well as I hoped it would. Let me try with just my hands again. Perhaps tape would be better in this instance. Yeah, because I'd need something small enough that I can just fit kind of in the palm of my hand. So instead, I'm just going to go every couple, and you can see how it's starting to push a twist. Every couple of coils, I just want to make sure. And I want to coil down to the point where we're in line with this area of the bail. So we've gotten far enough. I'm going to come in, give it a snip. I always save my little bits of scrap because there's no such thing as scrap. It's just second and third use wire. And even then, whenever I do have stuff that in every, like even in the most frugal of scents, I feel like is definitely scrap, I put it inside a little glass fairy bottle, and that way it gets used in something else. Waste not, want not. My fairies hoard too. So I'm going to snip about a 1/2 inch past where our coiling stopped. Ooh, French beaded flowers. Oh, that was actually, I remember seeing those on DeviantArt. Gorgeous work. Can't remember the name of the artist. I wish I were better about that. So I'm just bending this in, holding on to the bare wire side as opposed to the wrapped side. And then I'm just going to push through to the back. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's not done yet, but I'm getting there. This is... So I'm pushing the wires up to where they're going whee on off to the sides. anytime that I want to make a sharp bend, I make sure that I'm using my pliers to manipulate the wire as opposed to my hands, because it helps me to get just consistently crisper. They don't always match each other, but they're crisper than they would be if I weren't using the pliers. Okay, and so now we've done those little snips, so it's just enough to hook around, and I'm gonna do the squish squish. And I'm going to carefully burnish the end of that until it bends around. Now you'll notice this is quite loose, but that's okay, because now that we have that looped through, we can tighten this. And I'm going to make sure it's nice and set, and I want to make sure that we're at our best face forward. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay. And I'm going to come in. And I need to be careful because I don't want to mar my wire. So if I have it as an option, I would like to use my nylon jaw pliers just to bend down on either side, and that gives us a really nice cinch. The trick on this style is finding the balance of, you don't want to be too far out from the stone when you do the cross, because then you might have too much space, you know, but there's more leeway than what you might think. Wow, that's wild, y'all. Just reading the chat. But this one, I feel like, is the pinnacle of what I had wanted to achieve all those years ago. Whenever I set out to wire wrap, I just wanted something sleek and smooth. Like, this is what I wanted to be able to achieve as a wire wrapper. Maybe if we'd given ourselves just a little more space, I might have been able to get a tighter squeeze on that. But again, I don't want to mar the wire. Nice, there we go. But I just want it to be crispy. Like, I wanted to achieve the sleekness of metalsmithing, but with wire wrapping, and that never came naturally to me, so I'm really glad to be able to show you guys a way to get there. Dee Dee says blue labs are my favorite. They're gorgeous, y'all. So these are, we used the antique copper for both of them, but that's how we got them wrapped. Oh, my heart swells with joy. This makes me so happy. And it's the Groovy cabs, truly, that make that possible for me, because sleek stuff does not come naturally to me. I'm going to be honest. It is a nice minimalist look, and that's... And I can make them relatively quickly, too, which is something that I don't have a lot of... ever since hurting my hand, I don't have as many wire wrapping hours in me per day anymore. So if I can do something quick, then I'm going to lean into that. Oh, a pocket watch. That is so cool. I love the... All right. So let's see. I wanted to do each of the colors in each of the gauges. So we have done the silver in both gauges. We've done the copper in both gauges. And we've done the vintage bronze, but only in one gauge. So we're going to need to do another 20 gauge. I think I'll do this one. Yeah, because it's very narrow and close to the edge. I don't want it to have the stress of what the 18 gauge may put on it. So here's my 20 gauge vintage bronze. I'm going to get kind of artsy-fartsy on this one, so I'm going to give us like 20 inches. Hey, Hollis, how's it going? 15-minute belt. Let's see if we can get another one made. Wouldn't that be something? So let's pick which point we want up. I guess this way. I always prefer to bend the wire with my pliers off the rock than on the rock, just because I don't want to be accidentally chipping it. Like, that is my main motivator. And so here, I'm gonna come in just a smidge because I'd rather it be too tight than too loose. Ooh, flat side up. Okay. And then we'll check and see. Because I don't want to be so tight, you know? We'll find the balance. Oh, I did it too tight. That's okay. This parawire is surprisingly forgiving. So I'll straighten that bend back out. That's not the correct corner. Okay. Because of the bevel on this, I'm having such a tricky time. There we go. We're in... Oh, I love it with the flat side up. That'll be perfect because now we can like add another bead maybe. But yeah, bending against the stone is a softer bend typically for me as well, which is fine. 2, 3. So I'm going to come out a little ways. And since this is a 20 gauge wire, I'm going to choose to do some coiling and things with 28 gauge. And I am going to go ahead and pull out a full arm span just because I'd always rather have more than what I need than not enough. And I've got some of these little beads here on my table, but also I'm going to dig out. These are some of those lolly beads from on Amazon. They're like a plated alloy. You could use whatever beads you may already have. Oh, wait. I have some actual copper ones here that are a little too thin for me to use in some of my other wires. Like the hole isn't big enough. So I'm going to be using a 4mm bead. And I want to have had my bend in the wires. I want it to be able to fit, you know, a 4mm bead on either side. Or rather inside of it. And I'm going to coil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm having this, I plan on folding it forward. So I'm adding the bead from behind, if that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can go ahead and cross the wires. And I'm going to use a little .2mm bead from the Lolly Bead pack in the like antique brass tone, which matches the vintage bronze like perfectly, you guys. And whatever I decide to do, I just want to be consistent about it. So I'm figure eighting it because it holds it more in line. 3, 4, 5. Y'all got me thinking about beading. I bought enough silver-plated dolly beads to fill the quart jar. Wow, and I've almost used half of them. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of beads. But my gosh. I mean, you can't measure joy, but a quart of lolly beads is like, that's a lot of happy. So figure eight and around. And now we're going to take another one of those 4mm copper. Now, fortunately, even though the hole is a little too small to be able to fit like an 18 gauge wire through, I can very comfortably fit two 28 gauge wires through. Trying to make sure, especially on this last one, that I don't kink the wire by just pulling out some and then slowly bringing it down on both sides. And then I'm holding on to the bead, trying to keep it in line and just bringing it up like that to parallel. Y'all, I've never done this before. I am so excited that like inspiration hit and we're just going with it. 3, 4, 5, and then making sure I'm still coming around from the front side. That'll get folded over. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for consistency's sake, I crossed over right over left. So I'm going to try to be consistent about crossing over right over left. Hey Sarah, how's it going? Well, I may go a few minutes over. I know we still have 7 more minutes, but I'm going to try to get done with this wrap because I'm blowing my own mind here on this bail. That like, way to kick it up a notch, right? Like, and I bet we could take this same bail and just make a hoop earring, a bracelet, like take this motif and go anywhere. Tickle my like button. Sorry. I just remembered I'm supposed to be a YouTuber. So please do not at all feel obligated to click the like button. Randy's in there going, do it. Oh my goodness. Okay. And now just repeat. 2, 3, 4, 5. Smush. Putting on that wiggle bit of bead. Oh, little sprite. Only allowed 1 tickle per video. I don't know. I was watching, I think the man's name is The Spiffing Brit. And he was saying something, he'll hack YouTube sometimes and like break the algorithm. And I just love anarchy, apparently, because I love watching him do ridiculous things to break the internet. But the man on the internet said, so you know it's true, that if you unlike it and then like it, it still just counts as engagement. So I have no idea. Like, shoot, click the thumbs down, then clicks the thumbs up. Like, maybe that'll... Notice me, senpai algorithm. Alright, so I'm going to check these 4mm, because what are we using? A 20 gauge? Yeah, a 20 gauge will fit. But I guess I was having trouble with 18 gauge. I don't know what issue I was having. But at least I'm using them. Aw, hey Wendy, how are you doing today? I'm just threading through. I don't know. This Biffing Brit drinks tea, and that seems pretty trustworthy. They do, Andrea. They totally do. I super duper appreciate y'all just being here hanging out. I've been having a blast. Oh my gosh, though. Like, what the actual heck? That's gorgeous. I can't believe I made that. Practice pays off, you guys. Giving yourself time to heal, both physically and creatively, pays off. Yeah, it's the bail. I'm like freaking out. I hope it works. Like, I hope some horrible, foreseeable problem doesn't just completely wreck this whole idea. And that's not foreshadowing. That's how I pray, y'all. It's like I hope this terrible thing doesn't happen suddenly. Oh, okay. I'm doing that twist. And again, just trying to keep that angle consistent throughout whatever section I'm twisting and trying to keep in mind the center line. And I just do my best. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just, just trying. The effort pays off in spades. Oh, this is so nice after having a tough craft day yesterday. And it gets me through when I'm having my fits, is what I call them. Is to know that usually there's something wonderful on the other side. And I just have to get through that last bit of fear or whatever it is that makes me cling so hard to, whatever comfort zone or safety net or, fear is a inch deep but a mile wide. You just gotta jump in and trudge through it sometimes. Wow. Okay. So I think we're good. I think I'm gonna coil this to 10. And this is gonna be like, oh no, we're gonna do another one of the little guys to make it look like on purpose. No. Sliding that down. No, no, not the wire whisper. That, like, well, please don't pigeonhole me. Like, I love wire, but like I like sculpting. That's all that's happening right now is I'm just sculpting with wire. Okay, so we're just gonna do like the wee bitty one. Right, Barbie? We'll have to do a bracelet pattern for sure. Three, 4, and 5. Y'all, you're too sweet. Three, 4, 5. I'm not gonna trim them yet. I keep wanting to, but I'm not gonna trim them yet. I like that a bunch. Okay. 1. I'm gonna do 2. And I'm gonna do 3. Just because that's where I feel like it is most stable. And so now I'm still not gonna trim those wild thin wires. Okay. That's something else, y'all. Like, I love the colors and I know what I want to do with all my beads now. And I'm going to prep this because we're just swooping the bail through. Happy crafter noises intensify. Jacks of all trades and masters of many. That way they earn a pretty penny. Oh, I like pretty pennies. All right, so now, but we've got this like beefcake bale. But the rest of it feels kind of like dinky now. What do we do? Hee hee hee. We add more beads. So what I'm going to want to do is I want to see if I have... Oh, I'm all out. Ooh, but I got some like larger ones. I'm going to want around that size of a bead. Should I use the copper bead or should I use like some other gemstone? Hey, baby. Is that all right if I go over? Alrighty. You don't, like, you good? You're the greatest. Y'all, he worked so hard today. Like, he got all those strips made. Like, and like I said, this is like day, I don't know how many days in a row. If he doesn't have open sore blisters on his hands from helping me in the yard, he's been busting his butt on chainmail for in the booth. Ooh, okay. All right, we're gonna have another poll. What bead to use? Copper, a gemstone, or sparkly? Start poll. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Ooh, coffee. Do 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Do 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 do. What color? Because I kind of want to play off the flash and the warm tones, or do we play off of the blue? You know what? We'll decide that whenever we get it figured out. Because it's either going to be copper or a gemstone or a sparkly. So we'll have round 2. I will be right back, you guys. Oh my god. Baby! Did you see that veil that I made just now? That is the coolest thing I think I've made ever. Like, to me. Like, you know, honestly, I think that's a big place of where this streak of inspiration... I'm back, y'all. How's it go? I just realized I'm not on Kick and I wasn't wearing a microphone, so I was just I don't know if y'all heard any of that. I was just... Oh, no. Is it really? The poll is tied. What? Oh. Okay, it's between copper and gemstone, though. It's really close. Copper's pulling a tight lead. Ooh. Mm. Now, also, I'm just going to let you guys know that this is rigged, and in the end, I'm probably going to pick out whichever one I do like best, but you're encouraging me into other directions, and so if it comes down to it, and I do just like the copper one best, like, but we did hot mic. Oh, no! Not again. But I have to listen to my creative spirit, y'all. I'm sorry. But let's go see now. Okay, so that's another one for copper, but if it were gemstone, let me pick out which gemstone I would pick. If it were gemstone. Because y'all know I'm a ham and cheese sandwich, and I'm absolutely going to go for, if I have it, a 6mm amethyst. Ooh, that's pretty. Or an opalite. Oh, heck yeah, I love opalite. Michelle, this is that purple bead that was the same color as what the molds were when you said you liked that purple. I don't have what gemstone name it is, but it's very pretty. Yeah, I would probably go with an amethyst, but that's quite dark. Let me see if I can find a sparkly. Harumph and Grumble. I'm just looking at the pretty rocks. Ooh, or a green? There's not really much green in it, is there? All right, last call on the poll. Where even are my opalite? Because I don't think I want how the opalite has the, you can see the line through it. Ooh, a black gemstone, that would look really cool. Yes, okay. Now, do you mean like hematite? I wish I had some 6mm lapis. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. But here I have some jet. That's gonna pop. Maybe. We shall see. And then I do have just a little faceted hematite. I don't know. Does that count as sparkly? Or gemstone? Do I really not have any 6mm hematite? Oh my god. I mean, it has been ages since I've bought beads. I just told myself, I was like, you have enough beads. All right. We're ending the poll. It looks like we're going with copper, you guys. And honestly, I think that's going to be a good call. It really it helps everything meld together. But I will make something with those 2 beads that I just set aside. Oh yeah, cornelian would be really cool. Well, the good news is this is not going to be the only one of these that I'm making, you guys. Sarah says, I keep saying I have enough beads, then ooh, pretty. I've been practicing strict discipline that it's like, I don't even, like, I didn't go to Joann's when they were having their clearance. Like, nothing. Bah humbug, right? Ooh, some Baltic amber. I don't have any 6mm Baltic amber. But that might look really cool, like strung on a necklace for this to hang from. Uh-oh. And this is why we're going to be doing what we're doing up here at the top, is this was not cinched in well enough. And that's what'll happen, is your cab will just kind of float out. That's okay. And that's because I don't have these top corners cinched well enough. So what I'm going to do, since we have the space for it, is I'm going to go ahead and come in on this frame, and I'm going to grab here on the side in turnkey, and I'm going to grab here on the side. I'm sorry, I did not mean for that to be covered up by my hand. This is just like when we're tightening down on like the back of a cabochon or something. It's that same, you're turning your hand like it's turning a key in a lock motion. to square that down. And now our stone's not going anywhere. But we have the space to hopefully still be accommodating to our 6mm copper bead. And I'm just doing some coil. Ooh, use a pyrite. It's copper tone, gemstone, and shiny. Let me dig. I've got a 6mm pyrite. It's in one of my green tone trays. We've got a 6mm pyrite right here. Hoarder's gonna hoard. I still find myself more drawn to the warmth of the copper. Just personally. Christus, as you opened that case up and my mouth started watering. Oh, I guess I am a bit of a, I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a collector, but I like them. Now, what I think we're going to have to do, though, is make this as a necklace, this pattern, with the little 4mm. Some of them will be copper, some of them will be pyrite, some of them will be amber. Ooh! Barbie says, I visited a bead store in Atlanta once with a $250 budget. $900 later, my husband was dragging me out by my hair. Oh, no. Aw, thank you, little sprite. I'm so pleased with it and excited. That bead isn't on there yet, so I'm going to put that in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many did I do over here? I think 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to give that a good old squishy smush. And that way we repeated that little bead pattern. And now we are going to thread through these copper beads. So there's one. Yeah, what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to do a tutorial accompaniment to this piece here, showing how to make, you know, a bracelet or bar necklace out of this weave. And that way you can just take the same concept and apply it to a bail. But it uses surprisingly little wire. You know, gosh, that's my favorite thing in the whole world right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then coming in to do 10 on the other side, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Protruding out to the side. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do that. Oh my god. Sorry, y'all, I'm having so much fun. This truly is like getting to craft with my friends and just getting to share this with you guys. Like, I do think streaming less has been really helpful because it lets me kind of rest and save up all of that kind of excited getting to hang out with my friends, like puppy vibes. Or at least that's how I feel when I get to live stream. And I'm really glad that we went ahead and stabilized to the bale there because now that part's done. Everything else is just for fun. So I do want to give it a little bit more coiling because I want that coil to fill up that space. I don't want there to be as much gapping. So I'm going to straighten it back out just a smidge just to make coiling a little easier. Ooh, spooky. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not going to trim them yet, because if I had trimmed them back when I first had that impulse to trim them, I wouldn't have been able to do all this stuff that we find ourselves doing right now. And I want to be consistent. That side over the top, so I want to be consistent in following that braid twist pattern. And I'm just going to get my hands in there, try to stay on that center line. Ah, it went a little wonky. That's okay. I don't want to cover too much of the stone. But also, I've been spending so much time in the garden, you guys. It's been amazing. Like, there's not been a single day that I haven't gone out there and, like, gotten just totally, except for today, like, crazy sweaty. Just weeding and digging and hanging out with the birds. We've got dragonflies. Randy got me on Amazon. He was like, it's Prime Day. You know, what have you been wanting? And I was like, you don't got to twist my arm. So, I'm going to do that one from coming under. That way it stays laid flush to the cab a little better. 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's this solar-powered aerator. Barbie says, when will the garden videos be released? I'm hoping soon. I got a lot of recording done today, so I should be able to really tackle editing and doing the final, video clips and voiceovers for our debut video on making it on a quarter, our newest YouTube channel. 4, 5, where we talk about and just kind of vlog, and I try to be educational, but this is not a formal education. Like, I share what it is that I'm learning. Ooh, we could go right back to the neck. If this were a blander stone, I wouldn't mind just like braiding it all the way down. I don't think I like the layering on top. In fact, I don't think I super duper care for those beads there either. So we're just going to pull out some stitches and do some of our work. It happens in every craft. Every pencil, you know, has their erasers, crotchets, you know, crocheters, crocheters, uh, you know, pull out stitches all the time. So now we get to test, ooh, oh, a bracelet attached to a strip of leather. Yes. Oh, that would be so cool. This is a testament to Parawire's ability to be just completely resilient in the face of crafting. Codette says, please don't tell us that. Is that the wrong pronunciation? I'm sorry. There was a meme that I'd seen. Yes, Wendy says sometimes when you garden, it's a great break when you have a bad day. Yeah. And I love it. I go out there to bury my troubles and compost them and hopefully grow back the parts of myself that the wear and tear of the daily grind and just years and years can wear away at parts of ourselves that we didn't mean to lose. And I'm not just growing a garden out there. I feel like I'm regrowing parts of myself, my confidence, you know, my eagerness to be helpful and kind, if I can. I can be a mischievous little gremlin, but it's really harmless. It's like, you know, Professor Chaos and General Disarray levels of mischief. Never ill-intended. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why I'm counting. I'm just coiling till I get to my destination. But being out in the garden has really helped to give me a sense of accomplishment outside of basically being a workaholic. So, which I try not to be, but it's tricky. Okay, so we're coming around now to the back. I'm going to zoom back out because I keep wandering out of frame. My bad. There we go. Man, I must have offended the heck out of chat. Everybody got real quiet. I will feed you coffee Werthers to make you smile. Well, I'm already smiling, Hawk. Oh no, I think I went too far. Randy says that'll teach you to put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Yeah. Coming through. Coiling. Oh, right on, Michelle. So to stabilize here on the back without adding the bulk of a twist. All right on, Codette. It's been a while that we've streamed, especially to like just YouTube. Case is playing with wire twisting to determine gauges. Ooh, yes. Oop. Getting ahead of myself. Just getting more coffee. Gotcha. Well, that's good, Deb. Okay. So now I just want to coil up to where they're going to touch on the back side, which I like to be opposite. There we go. That'll be good. And then I'm going to curve these off to the side. This is very similar in concept to the one that I'm wearing. And this is why I think it's so important to keep crafting even when you're in a funk, because you never know what seeds, not all seeds sprout overnight. Some of them you plant and forget about, but they'll be there in the back of your mind. This is that same that we're about to do, which is very similar on either side. Oh, I couldn't rest now if I wanted to. I've got to get this made. I am compelled. I'm inspired. That's so rare. It's like, that's one of the things, like, it's very important to me to get my sleep. When I feel like this, I'll stay up late. This is worth staying up late for. Dinner's going to taste extra good because I'm going to be extra hungry. All right. And then, yeah, I'm doing 4 crosses, and then I'm just going to keep coiling down on this one. This is real similar to our arrowhead wrap in structure. So it's all things like, there's almost a convergent evolution through wire wrapping, with I'll start with something else and I just keep ending up making the same pendant shape, which is fine. Redeem a hydrate. Okay. Hydrate, hydrate. Cindy says, I sit outside on my porch close to the front door with the door to feel the cool air from inside. All I hear in my head is, we're not cool in the outside. Shut the door, in my mom's voice. Yeah. That's gonna look freaking cool. Oh my god. Oh, and I'm running out of wire. I don't know if I can do it. Will we have enough wire? Stay tuned to find out. I don't think we're going to. It's okay. So we're coming through that away. Oh, Barbie says, how long before these are posted for purchase? There's a hole burning in my pocket. This one probably won't make it up this Monday because I'm going to be using it as a larger tutorial and building like a necklace and probably earrings and a bracelet to go with it. Because I want to. Oh no, I need more of those beads. It might not match perfect. We'll see. But these other ones that we wrapped today will be up in Monday's shop update, which are for all of our YouTube channel members, Patreon supporters, and Happy Crafter Club subscribers, like who get like the newsletter, will get first dibs on the shop update, as well as a 20% off coupon. Standing in front of the fridge is not, it's not a TV, close it. Walk on the Rain says, when you catch yourself using your mom's voice, you have been raised right. That's true. Well, depending on what's said, I suppose. But when it's your mom's voice giving you advice. Ooh, yeah, we might have to do some itsy bitsy spirals. I'm going to try taking another one of these little beads. And using it to bridge the gap, but I think I want to go from underneath the wire. But now I want to thread back through the bead. Even though it exited under the wire, I'm going to deal with that later because we can always get it around to the right side and then tighten it down. Oh my gosh. Wow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're working on fumes here, you guys. Okay. These are lolly beads. Well, the brass ones are. These copper ones were from Fire Mountain Gems. They're real copper, so they're real expensive. But they're seamless and they're quite nice. I like them. And I'm glad that I've hoarded them until today's project. Ooh, love my solar panels. I can sit on the front porch in the cool breeze from my house. Heck yeah. I've been having fantasies about, we've got like a derelict back porch and like the doors all busted up and stuff. So we've got it pretty much boarded up. But I was like, what if I turned this into a climate controlled screen room where me and Ember can sit in the backyard without being in the backyard, but just like, I just want to be in the yard, but in a bubble of air conditioned and no mosquitoes. 2, 3, 4. We had enough. Woo! And then I'm not even going to trim that off. I'm just going to smush that on down. It kicks us up to like, what, 6 coils on this end? Yeah. Now we just get to try to do that on the other side and hope that we have enough wire. Ah! So I'm just kind of jumping the gap from where I'd coiled to where, because these connection points right here are from this side wire. It went boom, 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 and then kept coiling that way. So now this one we just like bypassed. Very subtle. I think it'll be fine. But now we get to coil a bunch. Do do do. I hope my wire's long enough. Do 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 do. We'll have to wait and see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm not gonna worry about it till I get there. Do 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 do. Worrying is just suffering twice. But also, it's how my hamsters fret. Like my little mental. Oh no. It's not long enough. Guess who's going to be subtly asymmetrical for the sake of art? And if I hate it, we'll just set the whole thing on fire. Eep, eep, eep. Do, do, do. Oh, I don't even need it yet. I'll set it back down. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Ba da 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. In South Central Utah, having high 90s, low hundreds every day, but I love being outside with cool inside air coming outside. Right on. That is quite warm. Okay. So I want to be able to bridge that. Yeah, we'll be able to fit it. I'm going to go like 3 more coils. 1, 2, 3. Walk in the Rain says if you hate it, make it a giveaway. Perhaps once we're done with it. That's too asymmetrical. And just so you know, it's like there's no right way or wrong way, but it's okay to have your favorite way. And it's okay for, oh, well, hey, big boy. It's okay for our favorite ways to be different. We can both be right. Num, num, num. Oh, such a good dog. Z's such a good dog. That is true and accurate. Ah, Codette says, I really enjoyed the creativity of wire wrapping, but I don't sell much, so I don't do it often anymore. There's too much saturation of jewelry in the local craft markets. I hear that. I think the best course of action is to just follow whatever it is that you're creatively drawn towards. So if you're really feeling, you know, wire wrapping, but you don't feel like it's going to sell, it doesn't go bad. You know, you can, that's the time to focus on passion projects and things that, you know, make you happy even when they don't sell. Okay, so I'm going to spread that just a little farther away so that hopefully I can get my wire through. When the hands, silly human hands, are a little too in the way, we'll use the plier. Okay, got it through. Now to get past the weird little kinks. That's okay. Oh, I'm pulling on the wrong wire. Oh, I just had the thought. If I don't say it out loud, I'm going to kick my... At least, hopefully the wire hasn't... At least the wire hasn't broken so far. Is the thought I had just had. And it's like, ugh. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, Barbie, I'm gonna be finishing the ends off with spirals. Which fortunately I'm using 20 gauge wire, so I will be able to use my super fine tipped. Like micro tipped round nose pliers. I rarely get to use these just because I usually forget that I have them, or I'll just be like, oh, I'll just use the pliers that are in my hands. But here we are. Here we go. Wish me luck, because for better or worse, this is what's happening. I think I love it. Oh, hey, Sarah. Well, that's pretty all right, I suppose. No, I'm totally digging this. I personally would have liked a little bit more wire to have been able to make like a more substantial spiral, but this is totally perfect for what it is, because this is not the first or last pendant I've ever made. I don't need it to be anything other than what it is. And I friggin' love it. Oh my god. Ah! Ah! All right. Y'all, that is today's live stream. We went a little over. That is fine. I am fine with that. Oh my gosh. I am so excited about this, you guys. Oh, that was so much fun. Y'all know we're going to be having a tutorial about this, as well as the one that I'm wearing here. So perfectly imperfect like me. Same, Krista, same. But keep an eye out for the tutorials. If you enjoy our live streams and our free tutorials, be sure to subscribe and all that good stuff. Tickle all the buttons. You can, do you have a boo-boo on my thingy? I did. I'm covered. Yeah, probably. 324 gauge twisted is 20 gauge. We have to test that real quick. 24 gauge, you say? Okay. Like, I have a bruised tailbone. I have a hurt hand. I have, like, what's not hurt, really? I rolled my ankle in the driveway, but I'm bouncing. We got this. Okay, so what I'm doing is I've got this strand of wire and I've kind of folded it in half. And then I've got this one that I trimmed off of the end to give us a third wire. And I am just going to use my ring clamp to... Oh. You push on the end on the table. And so now we can take those and, like Arachne, the weaver of dreams, spin the crap out of them. I want to use something other than my hand, though. Life hurts. We keep on keeping on. Life is pain for me, seek. Okay, so I'm just holding with my... We're twisting it! This works way better than what I was doing. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Kay, for doing the math and experimentation on this. So we got that twisted. Take the wedge out of our clamp. And we're going to test it in a cabochon. Ah! Y'all! It's so blurry. It fits! Well, now we gotta make one just real quick, though. Just don't spin it over your head. Don't tell me how to live. So we've got 5 feet of the 24 gauge wire. And we're gonna split it into like thirds. Rough guesstimation. Let's see how well we did. You know that's not half bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but we don't need it to be. Wait, my clamp. Okay. Clamped nice and tight, using the table for good measure. I just kind of want to be like, here, you hold this end, and I'll hold this end of the nylon jaw. If I had my Stanley clamp set up over here, that'd be one thing. I want to make sure that we have even tension. It's almost like using a drop spindle, but not quite. And again, I wanted to do whatever length we needed to do to make it be. I'm going to hold these pliers between my thighs. And I'm going to keep twisting. So the wire wrapper version of churning butter. Walk. Okay. It's not perfect, but it'll do the trick. It's organic. Alright, so now, and remember, this guy has got to be booty down because that is such a pretty labradorite. One more test. Booty up or down? Whoever comments first, that's going to be what I do. I'm waiting. It's important to stretch, you guys. Hey, your girl. Down. Barbie said down. Michelle said down. Going down, down, sugar, we're going down swinging. Be your number one with a bullet. Herpin' derpin' doodle, herpin' it. Oh, that's so pretty. Ugh. Booty up, girl. What are you talking about? Says Randy. That's my husband. He's hilarious. And then we are going to twist our twist. Blah, blah, blah. To 3. And my twisting got a little bit off, but I'm just gonna work that on down the line, y'all. So you don't even have to you do not even have to have the same gauge of wire as me. Ooh, well, thank you. Oh, I love that stone. Okay. Now I'm going to twist these together a bunch to make it really look viney. Oh, thank you, Cloud Scales. We're doing a tutorial soon, so be sure to subscribe. And by soon, I mean between now and Labor Day. Like, time's a construct. I'm going to coil, and what I'm doing, y'all, I'm maintaining that same angle like we talked about before, trying to be consistent about where I'm applying the pressure with my fingers as well. We're just doing twist, 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 and y'all, I'm going to tell you, these Groovy cabs are the easiest thing to wire wrap. They just are. Like, I can't think, other than like a top drilled like cab or a top drilled bead or something, these are the easiest cabochons for me to wrap. Short of just gluing them into a pre-made bezel, which is another one of my favorite looks, but it's kind of expensive. So, I mean, everything's expensive. It's crafting. Okay, so we're like this. I'm taking my bail. I'm just going to do one loop around the 6mm segment of our bail. And then I'm coming around the back. And then, so it's like a lark's head knot, if that makes sense. So that's how it's looking. But we still need to do, I'm going to bend like that. We'll do a tutorial on this, you guys. This is too cool not to do. And then we're going to wrap it around the neck to give it like a scarf. And this right here is one of my favorite ways, and I'll show you with one of those beads that we had earlier. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just going to keep scarfing it. So all of these tail wires here, what I'm going to do, because there's so many of them, is I'm just going to loop them through, not the whole bail, but just this little section. You just tuck them in wherever you can fit them, really. And if you can't do them all at once, don't sweat it. Just do what you can. And then, heck, you could do it one wire at a time just so you make sure nothing, not everything's getting all tangled. Bent nose pliers to get through. I'm so sorry. I realize you can't see what I'm doing right this second. You'll have to go watch the tutorial. And I'll have to go make it. So there. Alright, so you'll be able to see, follow the growth pattern of the vine. As weird as that sounds. But do you see how all those wires are traveling around? And then they just looped through that back wire? And now I'm going to snip them just a little past right there, so that we can come in and smoosh them down. Like, I mean really smush them. Because this is so messy and organic. It's like the opposite. Oh, and it could be messier. We just needed to have given ourselves more wire. Like, it never serves me to be stingy with how much wire I cut off for a project. Use your fingy to make sure there's no pokey bits. Instant gratification. Do you make all of this jewelry free-handed? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, I do make it all. Like, I didn't make the labradorite cabochon. It came already, like, I got it from a gem and mineral show, and it was already cabbed. But I did add the groove in the edge with a grooving machine that if you rewatch the live stream, I show you the exact machine I use as well as the bit that I use to do this if you want to make your own. And then I don't draw out my wire the way that there's some wire wrappers and metalsmiths who like they'll take like an ingot of metal and turn that into a wire wrap through all the different steps. So, but I did twist it and everything, but okay, so now we gotta find, I'm just gonna, this is representative only, you guys. Like, I know, I'm doing the last bit. So pretend with me that this is a necklace that would like string through, that we're making a bead strung necklace. Will this even fit on this bead? No. This one will. Where'd that bead hole at? Alright. So if I used like an 8mm bead and strung this onto a necklace, we could use as large as a 10mm. We could use as large as a, I hope that didn't break. Super durable, y'all. Gravity, we work hard, but gravity works harder. Let me just find a 10mm bead. I'm not going to be getting any gardening done this evening. And the mosquitoes can wait for me to sacrifice some of my blood to them. My goodness, it feels like donating blood every time I go out there. I'm gonna go with sparkly. All that glitters is gold, only shooting stars. It's not quite right. I think a 10mm would be better, but I think you get the idea of how you would just place a bead in there, and then it's another, I don't have the neck space for it right now, but it's just a pretty little rock on a string. So yeah, that was today's live stream, you guys. I hope that this was helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments or ideas, do please like leave a comment down below. I've been doing my best to try to keep up with the comments, but you can also like send us an email or something. You can contact us on our website, backtoearthcreations.com, where we also do sell grooved cabochons, and we are adding more to Monday's shop update, both wrapped and unwrapped. So all the ones that you saw us wrap here today, except for this one, because we'll be doing a tutorial, will be in the shop on Monday or sooner. You'll know if you're a Happy Crafter Club member. So thank you guys. Like seriously, this is pretty cool. Also, we sell tie-dye. I think that's all the commercially stuff. Truly though, I do hope that this was helpful to you, and I can't wait to make this next tutorial. We will see y'all in Monday's shop update video, and then we'll have another tutorial on Thursday. I really want, like, my goal street like video schedule is to have our Monday shop update and giveaway, to have a Tuesday tutorial, which would probably be like catching up on what we've done on the dragon heads and stuff, and then to have a Thursday tutorial that's more focused on kind of crafting along with what's in the kits. You don't need the kits, but just for the people who do get them, to have more tutorials than just one a month on what's in the kit. Kind of like how last month we did this, you could make this with the project packs that were in the kit, as well as making like the wire wrapped components. So both of those videos from last month and one of the live streams was kind of focused around, but not completely dependent on the contents of the kit. That would be like our Thursday stuff, and then to have our Friday live streams. So I've had such a fantastic time. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, thank you and happy crafting. Mwah. Bye. Okay, click the button.